Hi everyone, it's Claire back again, and this time it's the China Glaze Spring Clean, which I'm a little bit nervous about. I've got more China Glaze than I had OPI and Essie. I think I picked up a lot of China Glaze in the early days from Sally's and Nail Polish Direct. And the idea for me is I think this is going to be really difficult. So I think the quicker I do it, it's like that sticking, and you pull a sticking plaster off and it hurts for a little bit, but then you get used to it. I'm thinking that that's going to be the idea. So before we get into it, on my nails is a very badly applied Daddy's Lil Monster from Polish Me Royalty. Yeah, I managed to get all of the, like, about 4 stars there in what, yeah, I just didn't, it's gone a little bit thick as well, this formula. It's part of my Project Polish minis, so that's what I'm wearing today. Right, let's get into it. I don't know how many China Glaze I've got, but I'm hoping to get rid of a fair amount because they're just spilling out over the display. So this is what I've got here. It's a full box of, full glossy box. It's quite deep. I'm going to put the Spring Clean polishes here and the polishes that I'm keeping in the rack there. So, let's make a start. Let's start with this one, which fell out and couldn't even fit in the box. This is DJ Blew My Mind, and I actually was going to keep this because it's a great formula. However, this is a very, very similar colour, which is the Hypergel, Model's Own Hypergel Blue Glint, which was sent to me by Louise, and I know that this is pretty much a one coater, so I'm going to bite the bullet and say goodbye to this one. That wasn't very quick, was it? Let's pick this one up here. This is Astro Hot, which is a China Glaze holographic. This is quite an old polish, and it does have a strong holographic, but I don't like this I'm not really that keen on this particular shade of pink. So I'm going to say goodbye to that one. This one here is Change Your Altitude, and it's a really gorgeous taupey grey, and it's a great formula. I'm keeping this one. It's one of my favourites in the winter. What's this one here? This is Black Mesh, which is a crackle polish, and I do actually quite like this effect, and it's the only crackle polish I've got. So I'm keeping that one. This is Jagged Little Teal, and it was from last year's autumn collection, the Rebel collection. The one that had Combat Blues and Blue, yeah. So it's from this collection. And now I do have quite a few bluish teals like this, particularly I'm thinking of Illamasqua polishes. So I'm going to put this in the maybe and do a comparison. This one is Pearl Jamming. I'm definitely keeping this. It was a real find for me, favourite from last year. I just love this gold pinky shimmer in it. So that's Pearl Jamming I'm keeping. This is Let's Talk About It, which is, it's a very, very pretty pale pink, and it was hyped up quite a bit a couple of years ago. I've since picked up an Essence range of pastels, actually, that's exactly, one of them is exactly the same, a dupe for this. So I'm actually going to keep the Essence and say goodbye to this one because I prefer the brush on the Essence polish. So this one's going, Let's Talk About It, and I've probably, most of them are kind of, there's not many China Glaze that I've used a lot of. The ones that I have, you'll see. But this one I haven't, and that's Talk About It, so I'm going to destash this one. This is Turned Up Turquoise, and it's a gorgeous summery green with a turquoise shimmer. I love this one. That's staying. This is Don't Desert Me. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile because, again, it's that kind of pink that I'm on the fence about, but I want to give this another chance, so this is a maybe. This is Sleeping Under the Stars, which is, it's a shame you can't see as much of this on the nail as you can see in the bottle, this kind of duochrome glitter in here. It's a navy blue base, and you do lose a little bit of this from memory, but I just like this shade, so I'm definitely keeping it. This one is Just Because, which I picked up recently in that crazy China Glaze TK Maxx haul, and I've got a couple of these, but this one, let me see if I can find the other one. No, I think I put it in a giveaway, but in a separate box for a giveaway. But I am keeping this one, which so I've got a version of this. I've got a bottle of that. This is Cabin Fever. Love this autumn shade, so this one's staying. This is Creative Fantasy, and it's a really gorgeous bright purple, but it's quite a sheer. It's quite a sheer polish, so you need to build it up, and it's one of those where if you're fussy about formula, like I know Debbie Sister Chic is, then this one you might want to pass, and I think I'm going to pass on this one. I've got other purples that are just as nice as this one, so this one's going. So I've destashed 4 up to now. Let's have a look at this. Is Wanderlust, and to me it's like a pale pinky version of, it's not quite as pale as Let's Chalk About It, but it's kind of like a pinky version of Pearl Jamming. So I'm going to, I don't think I've ever worn this, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to put it in the maybes before I make a final decision. What I think I'll do actually with all the ones that I've put in the maybe pile, I'll do a separate like roundup video at the end. But I can tell you that I'm boxing up this week, but I'm also wanting to send a few little extras to some UK people. But Louise has got a package on the way, Steffi, Jane, Hannah, Beck, they're all in the UK, Andrea over in Ireland, and in the US, Debbie, Laurie, Suki and Jen, Polish Pony, you're all going to be getting packages from this D-stash. And most of you have got what you asked for, so fingers crossed they get to you. What I'll do is I won't tell you what the PayPal shipping arrangements are until you've definitely got it over in the US, because if it gets stuck at customs or it gets hijacked by Royal Mail, then I don't want you to have to pay for the shipping if it's not arrived. So yeah, there you go. This one is Whisper, and this was sent to me by Nika, and I know that I have worn this and it's not really my cup of tea, and I know that she won't be upset if I pass this along. So this is China Glaze Whisper, and I'm going to spring clean this one. This is Make an Entrance, and it's a really pretty bright kind of magenta purpley pink, and I'm going to keep this one for the summer. This is Lemon Fizz. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile because I'm not quite sure about the formula here. If anybody's got this one, let me know what you think about the formula, but for now I'm going to maybe it. This is Ruby Pumps, and this is quite funny because, as you know, I probably would have destashed this in a heartbeat not so long ago, but since I've had a bit of a epiphany with reds and are now really quite like bright, glittery, shiny reds, I am going to, weirdly, keep a grip on Ruby Pumps. So even though it's quite similar to Just Because, there's just that extra little bit of glitter in Ruby Pumps. So yeah, I'm keeping both of those. This is Fifth Avenue, and I really like this colour. I think it's a true mauve kind of colour, and I'm going to keep this one. This is Keeping It Teal, and it's pretty much a jelly green teal, and I just don't like this formula. It's kind of similar to Creative Fantasy, so I'm going to get rid of this one as well. This is That Shore Bright, and I haven't got any other colours really like this one, so I'm going to be keeping that. This I can't wait to say goodbye to. This is Flying Dragon, and I really don't mind this flying out of my life completely. The base colour is kind of similar to Make an Entrance. It dries matte, and it's got this, I like the idea of it. It's got blue glitters, but it's the kind of matte that dries before you even finish the first coat, and I just couldn't stand the formula. I remember making a big deal about this on Instagram at the time, so this one is definitely going, and I won't be sad to see this one go. This is Blueya, that's definitely staying. This is Boho Blues. I wasn't quite sure about this formula. I'm putting it in the maybe pile because I do like the colour. Maybe I can work with the formula, but I'm going to give this another go. So that's in the maybes. West Side Warrior, one of my favourite recent pickups. I'm definitely keeping hold of this one. This is V, which I did a comparison with recently. I really like this colour, and this is one of the ones that I picked up in the 3. So I do have another 2 of these that I'll be putting in a giveaway. But this one is my bottle, and I'm definitely keeping that. This one is Combat Blues, and I really like this one. I don't like many matte finishes, but I really like the colour with this one. So this one's staying, as is Refreshment. Gorgeous, gorgeous pastel, like sage green. That's staying. This is Son of a Nutcracker, and I just didn't really like, I only put one coat on. It's a kind of orangey, pinky red with a flash running through it, a goldish flash. Son of a Nutcracker, and it just wasn't my thing really, so I'm going to say goodbye to this one. I gave one to Miss Sparkles, and there's another one, so there'll now be 2, one in a giveaway and one just for a spring clean, so I'm getting rid of this one. This is Heroin Chic, and I know a lot of people don't like this name, but I do like this polish. It's a kind of gunmetal brownish pewter with a coppery pinkish flash in there. Really like this, so I'm keeping that one. I'm also keeping Custom Kicks because it's very similar. It is very similar to Rain Dance the Night Away, but this one has got a shimmer, and I'm actually going to keep both of these. This is where I start getting really weak for greens. This is for Audrey, classic, very similar to Refreshment, but that more of a blue tone to it. In fact, not that similar, but I'm keeping Audrey. I know there are 2 that are very similar. Is it? I think it's for Audrey and, yeah, for Audrey and Aquadelic. I shouldn't really keep both of them because they're so similar, but look at that. I can't help it. For now, I'm keeping all 3 of these. I may decide at a later date that they're so similar that I need to destash 1 or 2 of them, but this is Shocking Pink, and it's a very, very bright, almost neon pink, and I do like the formula on this one, so this one's staying. Kind of similar. No, it's not. I've just got polishes everywhere that I'm kind of packaging up. This is Flip Flop Fantasy, and it's kind of the orangey version of Shocking Pink. I'm going to keep hold of it for now, but I might destash that in the future. This is Chilling with My Snowmies, and it's a pretty snow effect matte white glitter. I'm keeping that one. I'm going to say goodbye to Fairy Dust. You've heard me say a million times that I don't like this formula, and I don't like the fact that it doesn't dry properly. There's about half the bottle here, but yeah, that's going. Skyscraper, it's a full coverage purple, and I am going to put this in the maybe pile. This is Tarty for the Party. I'm going to say maybe with this one. I'll try this one again. this is Would You Wanna, and it's a little bit like the OPI Haven't the Foggiest that I ended up destashing, but it's got a brown undertone. So I'm going to keep this one again for now. That might be something that I'll look at again in the future. This is Grass's Lime Greener, and it's a very pretty lime green pastel, neon pastel. So I'm going to keep this one, but I may at some point when I do some comparisons with Orly's later on, I might end up getting rid of some of those neons. Anyway, I'm definitely going to get rid of this one. This is Pull Me Close, which is a magnetic silvery blue polish, like a metallic, but it's not really my thing. I'm going to say goodbye to that one. This is Celtic Sun, which is probably Celtic Sun, which is the brightest yellow neon that I've got. I'm going to keep hold of this. For now, I might look at the neons and do some comparisons and destashes later on in the year. But for now, I'm keeping this one. Two more left. This is Avalanche, which is a very pretty metallic purple and just not mine. I just don't wear it. So I'm going to say goodbye to that one. And Gone Glamping, I'm going to keep hold of this one because it's a multi-chrome topper, so I'm going to try this over a black, and I'm going to put this in the maybe pile rather than keep it, so I will try it first. Okay, so what we've got here is, these are the China Glaze that I'm destashing. Here are the maybes that I'm going to try and just get a feel for whether or not they need to move over to the destash pile. And these are the China Glaze that I'm going to keep. So I've still actually got a little bit of room here just for one or two of the maybes. But yeah, that was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. So let me know down below if any of the China Glaze that I've destashed you'd be interested in. I know I'm sending out the packages really slowly, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm not sending the same person several packages and saving on shipping. So it might be across 3 videos before I send you a package, but I will send everybody their packages out as soon as I possibly can. And yeah, just keep me updated as well when they're arriving and that they've arrived safe, hopefully. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. So just quickly edited to add that I've just found these China Glaze neons in a box that I lent to Jay actually for Miss Sparkles, who had a UV disco night at the Weend a few weeks ago. So these have just been returned to me, and they're all China Glaze. That's Rose Among Thorns, I'm With the Lifeguard, Love's a Beach, and Pool Party. And although these two look very similar, this one's definitely darker, and this one's more of a corally pink. I'm keeping them all for now, but it has kind of prompted me to do the like a neon destash in the summer, so there'll be another wave of China Glaze and versus Orly neons, just to kind of pare it down a little bit. I do wear neons in the summer mainly, but not a massive amount, but I do like them. I'm just not sure I like them on me. But anyway, I'll make that decision later on in the year, but for now I'm keeping all of these neons. See you later.